Good evening, to Swallow family. How are you doing? I hope that you are having an amazing day so far. We are here to talk briefly about our 40-day sugar detox. We are talking about our 40-day sugar detox and when our 40-day sugar detox is going to start. I am here to answer any questions that you may have as it relates to our 40-day detox from sugar. There is usually typically a lot of questions when we do this detox, so I want to come in and explain to some who don't know what it is and introduce to others, to answer any questions about what to expect, why you should do it, the knowledge that we'll be teaching in the sugar detox. I think will alert you to a lot of things as it relates to your overall health and wellness. So we're going to talk about that. One of the things that I definitely want to encourage when we're talking about a sugar detox is it's going to challenge you. It's going to challenge you. Why? It's because typically everybody consumes with even sometimes without knowledge, consume sugar, raw sugar, refined sugars on a day-to-day basis. So one of the things we're going to talk about is the benefits of the sugar detox and tell you why I'm doing it again, in hopes that it'll bring some awareness to you as to why you may think you need to do it. Okay. Before we talk about that, let's talk about some of the symptoms of you knowing that your body needs to do a detox. Okay, so what that looks like is some mental symptoms. Let's just talk about from a mental perspective of how do you know your body is overloaded with sugar. Okay, it begins to affect your mood. Sometimes people begin to experience depressed moods. You feeling down, you're like kind of up, your highs, these different type of things. Anxiety can be all over the place. These are things that can be affected in your body by refined sugars. Okay, you can feel anxious, nervousness, restlessness, irritability. These are things that can be affected by refined sugars in your body. Okay, changing your sleep patterns, cognitive issues, cravings. We typically try to dress it up and say I have a sweet tooth, right? But really, what it is your body way of craving sugar. Okay, so we're going to go over these things, and we're not going to hold you very long tonight. But I want to answer any questions that you may have from a perspective of me being a chef, from a perspective of me coaching different students in our wellness program. Any questions that you have, it's not a dumb question. Even if it's a question you don't want to ask openly, you can inbox me, because I don't want you going into this 40-day sugar detox not being aware of what's going to happen in your body. Okay, I don't want you going into this 40 days thinking, oh, I can do that. It's no problem. No, you're fooling yourself, right? Don't go into this 40 days thinking that, oh, it's not going to challenge me. It's definitely going to challenge you, because people think that, oh, I don't eat cookies and cake and ice cream, right? But you're getting your sugar fix in another way. You may drink sodas several times a day, or you may not even be a soda drinker. Let's eliminate that. You may get up and have coffee and put 3 or 4 teaspoons of sugar. You're getting your sugar fix from somewhere. Or you can say, okay, I don't eat potato chips, I don't eat ice cream, I don't drink soda, I don't put sugar in my coffee. But okay, you may be drinking wine, that may be your portion, right? Well, that has a portion of sugar in it too. So sometimes people are feeding their sugar cravings in ways they may not even be aware that they're feeding sugar cravings. Okay, so let's talk about that. When we talk about a sugar detox, what we're talking about is completely eliminating refined sugars. We're eliminating refined sugars. Okay, the reason we're eliminating refined sugars from our body is because we are now about to take our body to a natural reset. Okay, so when I'm talking about eliminating refined sugars, anything that does not come natural sugar is what we're talking about. All right, so we're if you don't get your sugar fix from eating an apple or orange, then guess what? You won't have it in this 40 days of you joining this journey with me. This sugar detox is going to challenge you. It will absolutely challenge you in every way possible. Okay. You may be dealing with it from a mental perspective. You may be having the symptoms of having a detox where you're like, oh my gosh, I wake up, I'm lightheaded, right? We feel like we haven't eaten anything in like 2 hours in a minute. We lightheaded, right? Or you may be having, it could be breakouts in your skin. Detoxing comes different ways for different people, and it will show itself in different forms in our body. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to come in a way of you having restless nights. It could not necessarily come with you having headaches. It could be basically stomach cramping. It can be your whole temperament changes, all of these things, because guess what? You are literally going through a detox, okay? And a detox is just basically you withdrawing something from your body that it is used to having, and now your body is responding its way, because everybody's detox symptoms will not be the same, but your body will respond in a way based off how much sugar your body needs to detox, okay? That's it. So let me tell you what started this with me. I did this first sugar detox about 3 years ago, the very first time I did it. And I'm here to tell you, it wasn't nothing to play with. I found out so much about myself. I found out so much about my nutritional habits. I found out so much about sugar and sugar addictions. I found out a lot that I did not know. Okay. Let me start here. So I was in Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is a store I tend to just go and browse in sometimes. Okay. I was in Hobby Lobby, and you know how you go to these stores and they have all these little books and things around the checkout counters and all of these things, right? And I was up there checking out with something, and I'm not gonna say end up. I know that God allowed me to be able to find this book. And this book is the 40-day sugar fast. Okay. I've taught from this book in my groups previously before, but it's a 40-day sugar fast. Okay. But what got my attention about this sugar detox is the just the core topic of it. It says where physical detox meets spiritual transformation. I was like, okay, Lord, I could definitely use a transformation in my life, but let me dig a little bit deeper in this, because I wanted to read the book before I really dived into it to get an understanding of how this played out, right? So I read the book and I was like in awe of some things, right? I didn't even realize that sugar took over so much control of our body. I didn't realize how much it controlled our emotions. I didn't realize how much I would basically would be with having withdrawal syndromes from sugar. I didn't even realize it was that serious. But I'll share this brief thing with you. And I never tell this person's name. I never shared the facility information because it's confidential information. But I started to talk to a friend of mine who is a health and nutritional counselor. But she's also a registered nurse. Well, now nurse practitioner, but that's beyond the point. And I started talking to her about different things that I was experiencing while I was on this sugar detox. And she began to share with me. She works in a rehabilitation center for alcohol and drug rehabs. So when I say a rehabilitation center, means this is the type of place that people will go in to physically, willingly check themselves into, to detox from whatever their drug of choice is. Okay. Um, Fine. Our only obligation is to pray for them. But was asking her why was she sharing this with me, and she says, I just want to let you know how sugar. Let me see how she put it to me. She says sugar is the most addictive legal drug, and I'm like. She said, yeah. She said, sugar is literally a legal addictive drug. And I'm like, mm, I don't see the comparison in the two. She was like, okay, I'll give you an example. So when people come into our detox center, this detox center is a location that's here in Georgia. Where it is not important. But what I'm about to share with you will make you realize why sugar is so addictive. Okay. So she goes through this thing to tell me that when people come into this rehabilitation center, one is they don't allow people to do these intervention things where just say if I had a relative or you had a relative or a friend and they bring them to this rehab center and say, hey, I need to check Charlie in. Charlie is addicted to A, B, and C, and I'm dropping Charlie off. This center does not accept people that way. They believe that the effectiveness of their program is people willingly coming on their own and they realizing that they need the assistance. Saying all that to say, she said people come in with variations of reasons they need to detox. She said, but I'm sharing this specific drug addiction to you to let you know how serious sugar is. So when people typically come into these rehabilitation centers, the first thing they want to do is get higher or take whatever substance it is that they're addicted to, like one last time, right? Well, when people come into this particular facility and they are addicted to cocaine, she said, then they usually come in and they are high, they're feeling themselves, whatever. So what they do is they put them in a room full of sugar. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. Okay, let's just say her name is Mary. Mary, let's talk about this. She said, yeah. She said, we put them in a sugar room. In this room is every kind of candy you can think of, every kind of cookie you can think of, sodas, Jolly Ranchers, now later. She said, any kind of candy you probably can think of, we put them in here with it. So when their high is starting to wear off and they're agitated, then they go to sugar. And I'm not understanding. Now, this was 3 years ago. I have a better understanding now. I'm not understanding that you're taking someone who's addicted to cocaine and they're coming into a facility to detox, and you're telling me that you put them in the room full of refined sugars. She said, yes. She said, because you've ever been around someone and they've craved a piece of candy or a piece of chocolate so bad, and as soon as they get it, you start to see their body naturally relax, like, that's so good. She said, well, guess what? She says the same endorphins that cocaine releases in their bloodstream and the same relaxation that they get from their hit of cocaine. She says them overloading on sugar takes the edge off. And I know you can't be telling me this. So I actually had a chance to go see it with my own eyes. And this like lounge. And they come in here and they're not doing any medication treatments right now. This is their intake session. They have beds in here, TVs in here, just things to kind of relax them. And they just gorge on sugar. And it tends to take the edge off enough so they can be able to intake them and talk to them, see what programs are good for them. But they indulge off of sugar and it gives them temporary satisfaction as if they wanted to get high again. Saying that, and for me seeing that face to face on my own, was an awareness to me that sugar, as she said, is one of the most highly legal addictive drugs, and it does our body so much harm that we don't even realize it because it's been a part of our day to day. Okay. One thing I enjoy about this book and teaching from this manual is even if you are not a believer in God or a believer in Christ or you are not saved, let's go there. This manual talks to you from the heart of someone who genuinely loves you. This author, Wendy Speak, she's a powerful author in this book, but she also talks from a place of compassion because what she wants people to understand is that we don't want to continue to allow our food and our food cravings to control our life. We can't continue to go on and expect to live our healthy lives and then we're out here just doing whatever we want to do with our bodies. Like we got a replacement if we don't do right. And I have to be honest with you, until I became a chef and I really started to see things from a natural perspective and a spiritual perspective, that is when I began to take my overall wellness seriously. I tell clients all the time that the juicing portion of 10 Swallow, or the wellness portion of it, was never for people. It was what God used to heal me. And so it was something I was able to share with people, and now share with people continuously in different states and locations. But it was never for people, it was for me. I was one of the ones who did everything, tried everything, and it just wouldn't work. Why? Is because I didn't do it the right way. Sometimes we want these quick fixes, and we want to get in this summer body. We want this summer dress. We want to be ready for this wedding, or we want to do this. We want to look good for our spouses, or whatever other reason it is that you want to look good. But in this 40 days, this is what I want to challenge you. I want you to challenge you to do it for you. Don't do it for your husbands. Don't do it for your children. For me, don't do it for your grandchildren. Don't do it for your brothers and your sisters. Don't do it to prove anybody wrong. Don't do it to get accolades and pats on the back. No, do it because you want to live out all of your days. Do it because you don't want to die prematurely, because you have not taken care of your body. Because this is what I'll tell you. When you want to do it for somebody else, and then they don't applaud you, and they don't pat you on the back, and they don't tell you that you're doing good, then your reasoning for wanting to look good or be good, then now you start to suffer mentally, because you're looking at the accolades of other people. So if I do this wellness journey for me, then everybody around me will benefit from it. And there's nothing that I need anybody to applaud me or clap me on or say, girl, you looking good. I don't need that, because I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it because I know what I need. I started a whole new wellness journey in September. And from September to now, I've lost about 35 pounds, right? But I told my husband, I said, this is personal, babe. It has nothing to do with you. I love you, but this is for me. I have to do this for me. So give me the space so that I can go heal me, right? And as I got on this journey to discovering some things about me that I needed to deal with, I became more aware of things that I was naturally addicted to that I wasn't aware that I was addicted to, right? And when people say addiction, you be like, oh, addiction is such a strong word, but addiction is anything that you gravitate toward that has dominion over you, that you do it so often that it doesn't even make you aware that you're doing it, right? So let's talk about this right here. So I'm just going to read this first page of this. Now let me just read the back part of it to tell you what she said that really made me start this detox. Would you give up sugar to experience the sweet presence of God in your life? Many of us think that our bodies become healthier, then we will become healthier. But a healthy body does do a lot of good. But how does it do you good if you are spiritually malnourished? Welcome to the 40-day sugar process, right? We are detoxing our bodies of refined sugar, and we are allowing ourselves to explore us on a deeper level. The purpose of this 40-day detox from sugar is to stop fixating your mind on food and put your mind on Christ. Come to a deeper understanding that food does not have dominion over me, but I have dominion over it. Yes, you will lose weight, but you will gain confidence and you will gain faith. In this process, you will also be reminded that I have no strength of my own. And if I can do this, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to attempt to do this, that I cannot do it in my own strength. It would have to be done only by the strength of God. So during this 40-day process, for the next 40 days, starting February the 1st, and I know people are like, oh my God, Valentine's Day is coming up. For me, I don't care about that, right? Because what I need is far more past than a day of having sweets, okay? And I would typically teach this in my private setting with people, and I am kind of more behind the scenes because it gets real personal with people when they are on a 40-day sugar detox. They start dealing with emotions. I've had clients who just call and they just crying and they just, I can't do this, chef. I really can't do it. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm very irritable. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't really recognize who I am. And my response to them is good, because now you're really starting to see what has been the source of what you can say your contentment is, right? Who are you if all of this is stripped away? Who are you if you don't have sugars in your system? Are you still the same nice person that people can say, good morning? Oh, she's always smiling. She's always happy. Good, God bless you. Or your cliches, I'm blessed and highly favored. Are you still that person without sugar? Are you still the loving wife? Are you still the loving mother? Are you still the loving servant or minister or whoever it is? Because this has nothing to do with titles, but everything to do with your self will. Okay. So when you strip all these things from you, right, then you'll start to really realize, what are you gravitating towards? Am I really being calmed by sugar? Or no, you may be the one that says, "Oh, I don't have to have sugar," but then you'll have tea with 4 spoons of honey, which is full of sugar, right? Or you may say, "I don't want to have sugar in the mornings," or "I don't eat all of this stuff," but you go to Starbucks and you get your venti caramel macchiato with extra caramel drizzle, stirred really well with whip on top. Okay, that's my drink. Okay, and they know me when I pull up. Okay, so you can get your sugars from other forms. Okay, so it doesn't have to be your candy and your cookies and your potato chips. It can be your coffee, it can be your honeys, it can be your sodas, it can be from a lot of different things. Okay, but we want to remove refined sugars from our diets. So for some of you, it may cause you to have to do what we call a pantry detox. You may have to go inside your pantry and start looking at things to find out how much sugar is in here, because the average pantry is loaded full of things that have sugar. It may cause you to have to go read some labels and say, okay, this has sugar in here. I can't even do this. It may take you to go back and have to learn some recipes, because the can the jar of spaghetti sauce you used to cooking with is loaded with sugar. So you may have to learn how to make your own spaghetti sauce that doesn't have refined sugar. Yeah, spaghetti sauce have sugar. Okay. So all of this, we're about to go into this 40 days. Okay. And so after I started to talk to my private group about it, I felt the need to come and share it with you all, because sometimes we don't even realize that we need this and we need it, but there's no financial benefit to me. Okay, the only benefit to me is to see you well, but I want to take those on this journey with me who really want to be on this journey. Okay, it's going to require you. I'm not the one. There are some people in my group and clients were like, chef, if I'm going to do this for 40 days, I really can't prepare my own food. I can't do nothing, because I don't even know how to shop for foods that don't have sugar. So there are some people who are prepared things for. Opening up to a platform like this allows me to talk to you about what you need to do, provide you with some shopping lists of some things you can do that don't have sugar. You know, you may be over here like, oh, I'm eating some celery and carrots, and you dip it in this bottle of ranch dressing and don't realize that there's sugar contents in that. So a lot of things that we don't think have natural sugars in it do. So I'm going to challenge you to go through your pantries. If you are ready to embark on this journey with me, go through your pantries, go start looking to see what have sugars in here. You don't even realize how many grams of sugar are in the smallest things that you eat. And when you take away sugar from your body, I'm gonna be honest, I was a real mess, right? I really was, because I didn't expect to go through withdrawal symptoms of not having sugar. So for me, it's not just that I'm not having sugar or I'm giving up sugar, but what am I expecting to gain on the other end of this? Because I'm never going to enter into a process of something and that I'm not expecting something in return. So my expectation, for one, is my health and wellness would be better. These are my goals, right? My health and wellness would be better. My mental clarity would be sharper. My spiritual discernment will be sharper. I will have more time to spend with God. I'm detoxing my system of anything that can distract me or take premises in my life, because sometimes food and people's addiction to foods or cravings to food sometimes will put you in a place to where you don't realize that you desire it more than you desire a relationship with God, or you don't realize that we haven't trained our bodies to respond to food in a certain way. So we, in essence, daily seek to have those comforts and cravings in food. And it can only be broken when we discipline ourselves. And discipline for me may not look like what it will look like for you. So sometimes for me, it's like, listen, Sha, you're not going to Starbucks today. You're not about to get this drink today. That's not what you're going to do today. Oh, you're not going by Krispy Kreme. If the hot light is on, keep on driving. You're going to do good today. We're not going to have any sugars today. We're not going to have any sodas today. We're going to eat good. We're going to eat clean today. And you're going to be able to do it, girl. I have to encourage myself because I can't rely on accountability partners all the time, because some of y'all accountability partners are not real accountability partners. So people who are in my wellness group know that I don't put them with accountability partners of people who they know, because sometimes our accountability partners are killing us. Okay. What do I mean when I say that? Means you may have this real good friend of yours and you've been real friends with them for a long time. They know you, you know them. They love you, you love them. But they just let you get away with stuff. And so if I was to tell one of my real good accountability partners who happens to be in my social friend network, right? It wouldn't happen now, but it has in the past. If the goal is to help your person keep accountable where they don't have sugars, right? And then you tell your friend, you know what? I had some coffee this morning with some sugar. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I had this and this and this. And then that friend will tell you, girl, it's okay. We all fall sometimes. You don't have an accountability partner. You don't. You need somebody who's gonna say, listen, now you told you told me you went over here to Dunkin' Donuts today, and I heard you. But where were you mentally when you went over here, when you know we were supposed to be doing this 40 days without sugar? Because sometimes we attach our eating to emotions. And it's culturally a thing, not just with African Americans, but probably more so with African Americans than probably other races. But let me just speak from an African American perspective, okay? Everything is celebrated around food. Our youngest son is a Johnny, so I'm gonna use him. A Johnny graduated from kindergarten. He's in 10th grade now. Let's barbecue. Girl, you got a promotion on the job. Let's go out to eat. You lost 5 pounds. Oh, let's celebrate. I can fit these pants I haven't been able to wear. Oh, let's go out and celebrate. Everything we do, it's our anniversary. Let's go eat. Everything we do is culturally revolved around food. And when you take the love of food and you put it with an emotional response, what you have created was slow process of addictions to food, and we don't even realize that we have it, right? But when you begin to take those things away and strip these things away and command your body to obey you, command your body to obey the word of God, command your body to function at a capacity that it should, then now you really find out what's controlling you. So in this process of our wellness coaching, I don't put people with people who they know, because sometimes our accountability partners are literally are aiding and abetting you being on high blood pressure medicine, high cholesterol medicine, A1C levels are all over the place, and these things. You need some accountability partners who are going to be like, listen, I love you, but you need to stop this. And if it's something beyond what we see, then do yourself a favor and get some counseling, okay? Because we don't shun counseling, we welcome it. Okay? We welcome it. Get what you need, and don't have accountability partners that don't truly hold you accountable. If you're going to be my accountability partner, then Don't watch me die. Um, our co-pastor was preaching a message one time. Don't let me die. Look at somebody and tell them, don't let me die. Don't let me die. If you supposed to be holding my hand through this process and you allowing me just to go out here and eat cakes and pies and drink 3 sodas a day and whatever, and you not holding me accountable, but you are supposed to be my friend. No, I question that. People who enter into any type of setting where God has trusted me to give you some information to help you, then I become your personal accountability partner. Then that means that if you really don't want the truth in this, then this is probably not the place for you, right? But we are so used to treating sicknesses and diseases, and nobody's talking about they can be reversed. Okay, we're not talking about what you can do to reverse it, but we're treating, we're covering up, we're putting band-aids over these issues, and some of our issues can literally be eradicated by eliminating certain things from our diet. So we're going to go on this 40 days on February the 1st. Okay. So I'm going to read just this very first page of this book that I really thought was like, yeah, she's probably talking to me. Okay. And I had to come to an awareness that I did have an issue at this time. This author put, my name is Wendy and I'm addicted to sugar. So I put my name here, right? She said, those 9 words changed the trajectory of my life. When I posted them online in 2014, she innocently invited people to join her on a 40-day sugar detox. She didn't realize that she would have physical and emotional problems that followed her throughout this process. She didn't even realize that she was grumpy, she was tired, she was irritable, she was impatient, and she didn't even realize that all of those years she was craving sugar. I didn't need any more conviction in my life. What I needed was transformation. I needed no more diets, no more fads, no more shots, no more quick fixes. What I needed was a deeper revelation of who I was, who I belonged to, and how I could change. I had to sit with my overwhelming emotions and I cried. And my first affirmation was, God, I cannot do this. And that's where I'm going to stop. So I challenged the people in my group to sit down and write down 5 reasons why you feel it would be difficult for you to do 40 days without sugar. And be honest with yourself, because part of the healing process, part of this recovery process, part of this wellness journey is being honest with yourself. Okay. I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what that level of honesty is for you, but it could be, I like sodas. It would be hard for me because I like sodas. It would be hard for me because for women, some women, when it's that time of the month when I have menstrual cycles, I typically crave something sweet. It would be hard for me because when I'm emotional, I gravitate towards sweets. It would be hard for me because I like candy. It would be hard for me because whatever that it factor is for you, or those it factors, identify them. Okay. When you go into any type of recovery in the natural, you got to be able to identify what the problem is. And so this sugar detox for 40 days is going to help you. And for those of you who said that you want to be a part of this sugar detox, it's going to challenge you. Okay. We're going to check in every day. We're going to share our emotions. We're going to go through this raw and uncut. If you need to sidebar message me and be like, Chef, you know what? Or Shakim, because everybody doesn't know me as Chef, or Shakim, or people who know me, family, maybe like Short, you got to know me to call me Short, right? But I ain't even really feeling this, right? But what would happen if you really could just remain consistent for 40 days? What's on the other side of this? Is it you putting down high blood pressure medication? Is it you no longer being a diabetic? Is it you A1C levels coming down? Is it you, your mental clarity and spiritual discernment is high? Is it you that you're overall better person because you've challenged yourself in a way you've never? What's on the other side of this? Because if you don't go into it with an expectation, then you most likely won't be successful. But if you also go into it thinking that you can do it in your own strength, you will not be successful. So, people who are in my wellness group, we just completed 5 days of our raw food detox, right? And me doing that was really breaking their system in to prepare them for this. So I just threw this on them the other day, like, oh yeah, February 1st, this is what we're getting ready to do. But 5 days of a raw food detox with some of the people in our program now is their blood pressure numbers. Several reports of blood pressure numbers are good. Thyroids are looking better. Went to a doctor, several doctors, and had several different things done over the course of this time that just happened to fall into our 5 day window. Things are better, right? I did the 5 days and I lost 9 pounds in 5 days, right? And it wasn't that I went into it to lose weight. That's just a beneficial factor of you eliminating certain things from your diet, okay? But this 40 days, I'm willing to come in here and hold your hand, okay? I'm willing to invite you into a space that I take very seriously, okay? Even with the people who are in my wellness group, although I will be behind the scenes teaching them things private in our group, but I'm willing to come into this open platform and hold your hand and be your personal accountability partner and walk you through this process that you're gonna have to submit to God. And only thing I need from you is to be committed. Okay. Don't start something if you really don't feel that you are going to submit to doing it, because to start, to stop, to start, to stop is going to make you a lot, it's going to make it a lot difficult for you. And so when we in my wellness group, we did 15 days raw last year, and those that are in my group, somebody got to day 13 or 14 and they stopped, they slipped up. And I said, well, okay, well, welcome to day one. And they like, wait a minute, I'm on 14. Welcome to day one. Because until you have learned to master your flesh and deny your flesh and begin to master and take dominion over your thoughts and your body and what you put in your mouth, is going to be a repeated cycle of you starting over. Okay. So do this for you. Go into this process of saying, you know what, I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for me. I owe myself this. And that was what I said to myself when I started an additional portion of my wellness journey in September. Was like, girl, you owe yourself this. You owe yourself to be well. You owe yourself to look your best and to feel your best and not have to take any medication. You owe yourself this. And it wasn't attached to anything. It wasn't attached to a dress. It wasn't attached to an event. It wasn't attached to my husband, my kids, or my beautiful grandchildren. It was for me. And so now I'm out here on this whole wellness journey, and I'm seeing the results, and I'm in the gym and I'm working out and I'm doing all these things. And somebody asked me the other day, what are you doing all this for? You don't need to lose weight. You look good. I'm like, and getting finer, right? That's my business. It's for me. This is my journey and I'm loving it. Okay. So it's not even about that. It's the fact that I want to live out all of my days. I want to be here as long as God wants me to be here. And I don't want to serve God sick. Okay. I want to be able to go 100 for him, and I'm not tied down because I'm overweight or something is going on in my body physically. Okay. Stop trying to treat something and talk about reversing it. Okay. It can change. I don't want to hear that, oh, this is it for me. No, it's it because you said it's it. Most people, I did this study when I was in this training, this nutritional program, and it talked about 70% of the people who are in hospitals are there because of emotionally induced illnesses. What does that mean? You thought yourself sick. You done went to the doctor and you keep telling them, oh, I just keep having these, let's just say, my heart is not, I keep feeling these things going on with me. They take you to the doctor, they do all these tests and they say, oh, your heart is fine. They give you the stress test. Oh, your heart is fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I don't believe them. I'm going to go get a second opinion because my grandmother had heart issues, right? And so you go get a second opinion. Oh, everything is fine. Oh no, I know something has to be wrong with me because blah 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 had it in my family, blah 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 in my family had it, blah blah. And so now, as a man thinking, so is he, right? So now you done thought yourself sick. So now you mean to tell me that these hospitals are filled with people because they have emotionally thought that themselves are sick? You in here and you thought you had a heart issue and you done thought it for so long and you done spoke some things out of your mouth and so now you living in what you spoke? No, stop it. Stop it. You have control over that. Okay. So we're going to get our emotions underneath control. And this is not just for women, this is for men too. Men emotionally eat too. So it's not just a women thing. Oh, this is just for women. Women just emotionally eat. No, that's a lie. Men emotionally eat too. They do. It may just not be as widely spoken about as it is for women, probably because women probably verbalize it a little bit more. I'm just having a bad day, and so I'm gonna eat a cookie, or girl, whatever. Stop it. So what you basically telling me is that you don't really have no control over your own will. Yeah. So let's move on past that. February the 1st, we going in. Okay. So we gonna pray, we gonna talk it out. You having a bad day, you want to talk about it, we can talk about it, right? But after we get through talking about it, what's the solution? Because we just can't keep on talking about it and we not producing anything differently that's going to help us. Okay. So I'm not telling you to disregard anything that your doctors are telling you to do. I'm not telling you that this is the way to go. But what I'm telling you is that after prayer, after much time with God, after me doing this repeatedly, after me taking clients through it repeatedly, and me wanting to put this back into my private group alone, there was a push for me to come and share it with other people. So you can take it and you can run with it and you can join it, or you can say it's not for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is for you, I'm going to challenge you now to start praying. I'm going to challenge you now to start bringing down these strongholds in your mind that says, I can't do it. I'll never be able to go 40 days. Guess what? You just said it, so you probably won't be. So now I'm talking to the people now who says there's more for me, and I'm not going to let food and sugar and addictions to sugar control me. I need more. I'm going to live out all of my days. I want life beyond diabetes. I want life after high blood pressure. I want life after high cholesterol. I want to talk to some people who says my A1C level may have been this, but when I go back, it won't be. So I'm talking to some people who's convinced that if I pray that truly we quote these scriptures, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. And so we think that just means I can get a job, or I can be kind, or I can do this. So you mean to tell me that those 66 books that you read and you quote, they're not strong enough to make you put down a stronghold, because sugar is a stronghold? Okay. Well, it is, if that's what you want to do. So listen, February the 1st, we're about to go in. We're going to talk about it. If you want to, go find this book. Now, granted, I got this from Hobby Lobby some years ago, but I was told that it is on Amazon and some other places. It is called The 40-Day Sugar Fast, and it is where physical detox meets spiritual transformation. Okay. The author is Wendy Speak. We will start teaching from here. I've gone through this book and this sugar fast. This will be my 5th time. Every time is something different. So even though I'm the one who's kind of leading you or talking you through it, does not mean that I don't have to get up and pray every day and pray and be like, God, I can't go past Starbucks today. Don't go in the line to convince yourself you just want a cup of water, because that's not what's gonna happen. Okay. Although I did try that one time. I was just like, maybe if I just smell the coffee, stop it. Okay. Listen, 40 days. I'm gonna put up some list of some things that you could have. I'm going to challenge you to do a pantry detox, because this may be your journey, right? But it may not be the journey that your husband, your children, and other family members may want to be on. Okay. So it may just be your independent journey. Okay. So it can be challenging when you have to cook other things for your family and they're used to having something and you may have to do something separate for yourself. So govern yourselves accordingly, okay? The reason why it's on this open platform is because now you don't have an excuse that I can't pay you to coach me, or I can't pay you to prepare things for me. You don't need to pay me to do anything. What you need to do is just follow instructions, take these lists, start looking for these things that are sugar free. Okay, honey, get you a sugar free popsicle or something. Do something. There's plenty of things that are sugar free that are good, but maybe this may be a time that you can amp up your creativity in the kitchen and learn how to cook some things that doesn't require you to add refined sugar. Okay, so listen, we are ready. February the 1st, we are going in. Okay, so there'll be different things posted in here every day. Take these lists, go to the store, start looking for them. If you're having questions, if you can't find them, if you need alternate items, let me know. Talk to your friends. Not them friends that are gonna let you misbehave, right? These friends that are really seriously about their health and wellness. Get this friend who may be experiencing some issues in their bodies and encourage them on this journey, and y'all go on it together, okay? February the 1st, we going all in. So do whatever you need to do. Convince yourself, write your list, pray, let's talk about it. But February the 1st, I don't want you coming in defeated. Because if you come in defeated and you try to be with an accountability partner, then now you done defeated them, because now you defeated. So I don't want to hold anybody's hand who's feeling defeated. If you feeling defeated, the time to talk to me about you feeling defeated is right now. So you can come in my inbox and say, now, Shakim, I don't know about this. Then we can talk to defeat right now. But February the 1st, we strapping up our tennis shoes. We ain't thinking about no Valentine's Day candy box. We ain't thinking about if I go out to dinner, I can't have no dessert. That's temporary. That's a temporary craving. You thinking about candy right now, and Valentine's Day ain't even here. That's the sign of a sugar addiction. Okay, I love y'all, but it's the truth. So, February the 1st, strap up your tennis shoes. Okay, we're gonna get it. You need to be doing some exercise. You need to be walking. You need to write some affirmations down for yourself every day. You need to get with some people who are gonna encourage you on this journey. So, if they see you about to slip, right, they don't let you fall. Slipping is slipping. Slipping and falling is something different, right? So, don't slip and then just be like, I done slipped, I'm all the way in here, so now I'm just done. No, don't slip. Tell yourself, I'm coming in this to win this. 40 days, we're going to talk about this thing, okay? So listen, February the 1st, we're going in. I'm excited to share this platform with you. I'm excited to share my journey with you. I'll be very transparent about this journey that I've gone on quite a few times, that it doesn't look good, okay? It didn't look good for me. And each time I do it, I get to see more and more about myself, okay? So I pray that as you go into this wellness journey, as you embark on these 40 days of detoxing your body from refined sugar, that you submit your will to God, because in your own strength, you truly can't do it. But I know that you can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens you, okay? And even if this live goes to someone and they are not a believer, okay, then now what we're dealing with is your will. Okay, let's talk about your will. Do you want to do it or you don't? Okay, because even when I wasn't living a saved life, if it was something I wanted to do, I didn't have to have any backup to do it. I just did it, right? I didn't have to have nobody to go with me to do wrong. I didn't have to have anybody to go with me to get out of order. If I'm gonna get out of order, I ain't need no backup, right? I may call and tell you about I got out of order later, but I didn't need any assistance to do wrong. So if we're talking about the fact that you are dealing with your own self-will, then it's simple. Either you in or you're not. Either you want it or you don't. Either you're going to say I can or you're saying I can't. And so I'm going to say with you that you can, okay? So February the 1st, let's go in, okay? We're going to put up some lists or some things, your typical things you may want to have that don't have sugar. We're going to bring awareness to some things that are in your house that have sugar that you may not even be aware that you're getting your sugar fixes from, okay? We're going to talk about that every day between now going up into February the 1st. When February the 1st comes, We going all in. So if you over here on February 1st, you want to have some hot wings, y'all better look at these hot wing sauce bottles because they got sugar in them too. So it's a lot of your common everyday things that people will have. They don't even think that sugar content is in. And we don't realize that it can be blocking us mentally, it can be blocking us spiritually. But your mental well-being has a whole lot to do with your diet. Yeah, we'll talk about that in 40 days too. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start on the 1st of February, and we're going to go 40 days. Okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the finish line. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you at the finish line, celebrating your victory that you were able to go 40 days without any refined sugar. And you're going to be so much better at the end of it. We are going to be so much better at the end of it. I'm going to be so much better at the end of it. And then you'll be able to share your journey with other people. So I encourage you, if you want to go to your local Amazon or whatever other bookstores you have. Again, this came from Hobby Lobby some years ago. Um, Go and look for this book if you want to follow along with me. We're going to be doing like 2 chapters or so a day. Let me see how many chapters are in this book. Let me see. Oh, so it goes by days. It's not necessarily chapters. So each day, we will talk about a different thing. So it's 40 different days of discussing this. So we'll be talking. So day 1 will be in day 1. Day 2 will be in day 2. So prepare yourself. Okay. Get the book. Maybe you want to read it beforehand, but come in with a victorious mindset. Okay. Come in. I'm in it to win it. I'm going to get it. So all of those people who told me they wanted to be in it, you in it. So probably after I said all of this, you may be trying to renege. No, I'm a good spades player. Don't be reneging. Okay. Run me my books. Go get this. Okay. Let's go. I'll see you at the finish line. I love you. God bless you. And thank you for trusting me to help lead you on this journey to a better you. Okay. Listen, look for the list. We'll post the list tomorrow. We'll start sharing all of that information, and then we will be ready on February the 1st. Okay. All right. Good night, victorious people. Bye.